Hello children, welcome back to CK classes. In today's session, we are going to learn about, we can say, some important concept about rationalization of irrational numbers, a concept comes under our 9th standard mathematics number system. So what is rationalization? How it what add a relation with irrational numbers? That's what we are going to learn today. So in the beginning, let's learn about something irrational numbers and let's recall what we have learned about irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q, as you know that. And in my previous video, we have learned about what something operations on irrational numbers like, and also we learned a basic about what irrational numbers. Suppose if the numbers appears just like this, you can name what you could name for a or what you could name for n. So n is considered as an order and a is considered as a radicand. So don't forget as a is radicand and n is an order. With respect to orders and radicands, you have done many operations like addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. So now let's learn the types of what irrational numbers in the beginning. So just I'll write some irrationals in the board. That is square root of 2, that is root 3 plus root 2, that is root 3 minus root 2 minus root 5. Look at this one. So because based on what terms, I can categorize irrational numbers into many. So number one, if the irrational numbers contain single one or single term, we can say monomial irrational numbers. If there is two, you can say binomial irrational numbers. If there are three, you can say trinomial irrational numbers. It's monomial, binomial and trinomial. Just you can categorize just like your algebraic expressions in the class. So now, let's get into what is rationalization. Let's say the process of, I'll write a statement first. The process of multiplying an irrational number with another irrational number to make it a rational number. Hope you'll take this statement. So what is rationalization? That is very simple topic. The process of multiplying an irrational number with another irrational number to make it a rational number. So this process is called as rationalization. So now here one word you just keep in your mind, something called a rationalizing factor, or you could say RF. You can say rationalizing factor. Rationalizing factor, a shortened form you can say RF. So RF indicates rationalizing factor. Now let's learn something what is rationalizing factor and how the rationalizing factors are helping us to rationalize a number. I'll take two different examples here. First I'll take in the beginning root 3, other one I'll take it as root 5 plus root 2 I'll take it. In the first case I have taken monomial, in the second case I have taken binomial. So binomial irrational number and monomial irrational number. Now it's what I can say, we have to sit and we have to think ourselves. So now root 3 I have a number. So what should I multiply for root 3 make it something irrational number? I can say. So you take any number you want. So you have a number system idea. So you can take a number system. You just have you have infinite numbers. So just choose one of them and keep on multiplying with root 3. So root 3, will I get a rational number is the question. So if you keep on taking, if you take 2 in the beginning, so 2 into root 3 equals 2 root 3 is still irrational. If you take 5, 5 into root 3, it's still what? 5 root 3, so what do you get it? 5 root 3, 5 root 3, that is 5 can't multiply, right? 5 into root 3 is 5 root 3, just draw and write. The 5 into root 3 is 5 root 3, still irrational. But I can say, so suppose if I write root 3 for this, For root 3, if I multiply again root 3, what I am going to get it now? So root 3 into root 3, as we learned about multiplication, that would be 3 into 3, that is root 9. So what is the value of root 9? In the sense, now root 9 is equal to 3. To start with now. Hope you got a small result here. Whatever number 3 is, the 3 is a rational number, root 3 is irrational. Thus now, what did you do? You took a rational number, you multiplied with another irrational number, then you got a rational number. So this process is called as what? A rationalization. So what happens? Rationalizing factor. It's very simple. The rationalizing factor of root 3 is root 3 itself. The rationalizing factor of root 3 is root 3. Then multiply root 3 with root 3. Then root 3 into 3 just further operations will help us to get what? 3. So I'll take another example. So what's rationalize root 7. If asked to just rationalize it, root 7 means which one you will choose as a rationalizing factor? You have to choose against root 7. So rationalizing factor of root 7 will be root 7 itself. So root 7 into root 7, another way you can express that it could be written as what? Root 7 whole square also you could write it. Now square and square root you can cut it. Finally you will get what? 7. The process of multiplying an irrational number with another irrational number to make it rational number is called a rationalizing procedure. What about root 5 plus root 2 is another task here. So you can say it's a binomial irrational number I am having. In this case, how I can rationalize what? A binomial irrational number. So here you have to take a help of identity. So one identity you learned it in 8th standard. Hope you all remember. So that is a square minus b square. That's a third identity in the sense. So a square minus b square, what you going to get now? That is a plus b into a minus b. Suppose you have a plus b into a minus b. When you multiply a plus b with a minus b, I am going to get a square minus b square. Look at this one. Now root 5 plus root 2, I will write rf in the beginning. So I can say rf, that is rf of this will be what? Suppose you just assume this root 5 plus root 2 in the first part of identity as a plus b. Now what would be the rf then is? So a minus b, that is the root 5 plus root 2. The rf could be root 5 minus root 2. So you can say that is an rf. Just multiply rf with the general expression, that is what? Root 5 plus root 2 with respect and multiply with root 5 minus root 2. So what you could write? So if there is a plus b into a minus b, you could write it as a square, that is root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So square and square root you can detach them, square and square root. So finally what else you got it? The other is 5 minus 2, that is 3. So rationalized. So that's what the rationalizing part of a binomial irrational number. So repeating again, what is rationalization? The fundamental, the process of multiplying an irrational number with another irrational number to make it a rational number. The rationalizing factor of what the rationalizing factor means is what number you are choosing to make it irrational number with a rational number, that each of which you can say for this will be the what rationalizing factor, for this will be the rationalizing factor. I could say that here for root 5 plus root 2 the rationalizing factor will be root 5 minus root 2. For root 5 minus root 2 the rationalizing factor will be root 5 plus root 2. So now I will take some more examples to rationalize some numbers. Again, take a notebook and just work with the problems. So my first question is rationalize root 7 minus root 5. So I need to rationalize this. The first in the sense I need to recognize whether it's a binomial or monomial. It's a binomial irrational number. So first I'll write a rationalizing factor, that is RF of the rationalizing factor of root 7 minus root 5 is You can say change the sign, that is root 7 plus root 5. So what could be the rationalizing process here? You need to multiply this with the RF, that is root 7 minus root 5 into root 7 plus root 5. As you know, this is the form of a minus b times a plus b. You could write this as, that is root 7 whole square minus root 5 whole square. Finally, you can detach the squares and square root here. Square and square root, square and square root. You can detach them. Finally, you could write it as 7 minus 5. That could be the final answer, will be 2. So now it's rationalized. So you are asked you to rationalize root 7 minus root 5. So you can say hence rationalized. So this is what you can do, the rationalization of a binomial irrational number. I'll take one more example. So rationalize root 5 minus 4. So you can say I need to rationalize root 5 minus 4. So here there is no root, but it's a binomial. You can say even though at 4 there is no root, but you have to assume this is a binomial. It's very simple to write RF. What is RF of? So RF of root 5 minus 4 is. So just change the sign, that's it children. Root 5 minus 4 you could write as root 5 plus 4. This process you multiply root 5 minus 4 and with root 5 you can say plus 4. Multiply R with the what? The general what? Binomial. Now you can write this in the form of a minus b into a plus b. Well, let me now. That is root 5 whole square minus just 4 square, not root 4 square. This you have 4 here, that is 4 square, you make it. The square and square root, you just detach it, square and square root gone. So what remains here? That is 5 minus 4 square means what? 16. The 5 minus 16. So 5 minus 16 will be, it's minus 11. So what? Can say hence rationalized. So this is what you can perform what rationalization with respect to irrational numbers. I'll take one monomial here. So rationalize root 3. It's a simple task. So how do you rationalize root 3? So root 3 we already did it, right? So I'll take another one, something called root 7. Let me take it. Root 7. So first you write the RF. So RF of root 7 is still root 7. Same number you need to multiply. That's it. So you can say that is root 7 into root 7. That is root 7 whole square. Square and square root detached. So if you get it what? A 7 as an answer. Hence rationalized. So this is what? The rationalization of irrational numbers of monomial. So why I need that? In that exercise problems, so they'll ask you to rationalize the denominator and some simplification you have to do. So that we will discuss under the what exercise concept. But basically you must know about irrational numbers and its types and the procedure of rationalization and rationalizing factors. Thank you.